We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin. And here's what's going on this week. The new poll from NBC News found Biden's job approval rating has fallen to the lowest point in his presidency. 7 in 10 Americans expressed low confidence in President Joe Biden's ability to deal with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And 8 in 10 voiced worry that the war will increase gas prices and possibly involve nuclear weapons. Additionally, during the nation's largest inflation spike in 40 years, overwhelming majorities said they believe the country is headed in the wrong direction and disapproved of the president's handling of the economy. What this poll says is that President Biden and Democrats are headed for a catastrophic election, said Republican pollster Bill McInturff of Public Opinion Strategy, who conducted the survey with Democratic pollster Jeff Horwit of Hart Research Associates. President Joe Biden also wants Russian President Vladimir Putin gone. His quote in a speech in Poland, "For God's sakes, this man cannot remain in power," made this perfectly clear. The world heard it, and once again the White House staff went into cleanup mode to recant this statement after European allies raised concerns and critics said he was further inflaming tensions with Russia. French President Emmanuel Macron and the UK government distanced themselves from Biden's stunning comment, which capped a speech in Warsaw to rally support for Ukraine against Russia. One administration official suggested Biden was influenced by stories of suffering he heard from Ukrainian refugees. With the aforementioned poll taken before Biden's European trip, saying that some 70% of Americans have limited or little confidence in his handling of the Ukraine war, the stakes were already high. After Saturday's speech, Biden faced questions about the wisdom of going off script, and aides fanned out to say that the U.S. has not adopted a policy of seeking regime change. Biden gave a terse rebuttal Sunday in reply to a reporter's shouted question as he left a church in Washington. Asked whether he wanted Putin removed and was calling for regime change, Biden said no. The Biden administration is also set to propose a new minimum tax targeting the wealthiest American households in its fiscal year 2023 budget, according to a White House fact sheet. The Billionaire Minimum Income Tax Plan, expected to be released on Monday, would impose a 20% minimum tax rate on U.S. households worth more than $100 million. Over half the revenue would come from those worth at least $1 billion, according to the document. Now, there are numerous problems with the proposal, including how to calculate wealth when including non-financial assets that haven't been sold. This tax is meant to tax an individual and household's total value, not their income, which means they intend to take money based on non-liquid assets, assets that the value can be questioned. The claims that this will only hit billionaires is reminiscent of the alternative minimum tax, which was set up for the same purpose, which has grown to affect more and more Americans. Going back further, the income tax system itself was supposed to target only the highest earners, but the spending habits of the American government has made it necessary to tax virtually everyone. Maybe it's time the U.S. government started spending within its limits, stopped borrowing, and stopped increasing taxes. Finally, Will Smith loses his cool at the Oscars. Chris Rock made a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head, which did not appear to go over well with her husband. While presenting the award for Best Documentary, Rock joked, "Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it," referring to Smith's hair. Smith suffers from alopecia, which causes hair loss. Will Smith walked up onto the stage and struck Rock, followed by swearing at him. The fact that the Academy tolerated this behavior is ridiculous. Stand-up comics have come out stating this is the same as workplace violence. If you can't stand a joke, you shouldn't be in the public eye. That's the raw naked truth. If you have a topic you'd like us to look into, you can contact us at xvadio.com/connect. You can hear every episode of Raw Naked Truth and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Podcasts, Audible, Amazon Music, and wherever you find podcasts. We'll see you next time.